Welcome to Spider-Verse Minute, the tri-weekly podcast where we watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 1 minute at a time. I'm Sean Slater.
And I'm his sister Caroline.
And today we watch minute 83, which begins with Miles looking sullen in his chair and ending a minute later with Aunt May drinking tea in her chair.
I have titled this minute, The Spark Within.
Yeah, I really love the spark animation they do with him and using the Venom strike, and just how it starts crackling in his eyes. And
I particularly like the animation in his eyes, like the way they animated in his eyes specifically. I think looks awesome.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to go Super Saiyan when I was like, okay, he's gonna power up now. His hair's gonna turn flamey and
flamey and white.
But yeah, this was the version of his, essentially like a super Venom strike.
Yeah,
is what I wrote down. Is just that electric blast that he uses, and it's a really cool use of the power here instead of just showing that he's super strong. It's like, okay, I'm going to use this. It's going to cause the webbing to go all crazy and everything else.
And I love how, right after that, Genki wakes up.
Yeah.
And he just kind of looks at the room's just covered with webs. And he's like, and back to sleeping.
I'm too tired to deal with this right now.
It's like, I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah. Do you take that as Genki waking up because of the blast, immediately waking up and then Miles quickly going invisible? Or was Miles, doing some other stuff and then Genki just, woke up really quickly?
I think it's the blast waking Genki up. It was a pretty big blast, and, I feel like Miles would, try to at least clean up some of the webbing. I feel like if he was doing other things, I feel like, they would have headed right out or tried to clean up some of the webbing to make it look less weird for when Genki wakes up. So I think the blast will come up and Miles quickly went invisible.
Okay. Yeah, the first couple of times I watched through the movie, I thought it was this is a little bit later, and then this is just Genki waking up.
Yeah.
Very suddenly, but still just waking up. But yeah, the way they cut it here, it after actually paying attention to this bit, it looks like he does wake up because of the blast.
Yeah, because I did the same thing first few times I saw it too. I'm like, oh, okay, this is later. And when I was there, I'm like, oh wait, did something else wake him up? This is the first time I'm like, oh, I think the blast woke him up. That would make more sense, yeah.
Yeah, and
just Miles chilling, invisible in the room.
I mean, I figured he went invisible because Genki woke up, but I figured it was 5-10 minutes after it, as he's putting on his shoes again or something.
But he had his shoes on when he got there.
But I mean, the blast might have knocked them off, kind of thing.
True.
I don't know. Okay. He was just cleaning himself up after.
He was calming down from the shock. It was a lot.
Yeah. Because usually, when he uses his Venom Blast, especially a really strong blast, which it seems to kind of imply that this one is, he gets really tired after it.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So this, that was me just, I guess extrapolating, oh, he just used a really big blast, he needs a second to catch his breath.
A couple minutes, yeah.
But I don't think that's what the movie's implying.
Yeah, I think it could go either way, to be honest, with the way they cut it.
Yeah. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love the lead up to it, not to Genki waking up, but to the actual Venom strike itself.
Yeah.
Because the build of the music is awesome.
Yeah, and I also love how the camera tracks the electricity running down his arms.
Oh yeah.
And focusing on his fingers. And it's really cool because, you can see him deliberately, clench his fists a little bit closer so his fingertips are grabbing the web, and he's, grabbing the web so that when he does do the strike, it goes all the way through and does the blast. And there's another really cool animation thing they do here where it when he does the blast,
Mm-hmm.
it goes to a like rough hand drawn sketch of him, and does a big like zap that only lasts for 5 frames. And it's just this black and white sketch, and then like the zap's the blue, like a blue, and it's got some red like lines scattered in it. And then like the blast, goes across the whole screen, and then it cuts back to the like 3D animated Miles, and it starts showing that blast again. So you essentially see it twice, and it reminded me a lot of in like good live action fight scenes where when they do a cut, they actually will. We had talked about this earlier when Miles and Gwen were fighting in the school, but or I guess really Gwen was beating up Miles in the school.
Yeah, more they were struggling because Miles was stuck to Gwen's hair.
But it's that when you do a cut, you go back in time just a little bit to help get the help the audience like readjust to where they are now.
Yeah, but the way they also change like the animation style to like a hand-drawn version back to the regular stuff.
Yeah.
Reminds me of I was watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit the other day.
Yeah.
I love that movie. And there are parts in that movie where some of I think it's specifically in the car scenes where some of the stunts were like a little too dangerous to do. So they not only animated the cartoon characters like Roger and the taxi, but they also animated Eddie Valiant as well.
Yeah.
To do the scene. And like the first time I ever watched that movie, I never noticed. And then I went back at like someone pointed out, like, oh yeah, they do that because the stunts were too dangerous or like not really physically possible to do.
Yeah.
And I go back and watch, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's animated. What? It's a little more noticeable there because it's hand-drawn on live action.
Yeah.
But that switch of animation style, it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. And when the continuing on with the blast, once it blasts him back, I like how he stands up and there's still like sparks going down his hands, like, he didn't use all of his powers. Like
even in his eyes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that boy, Sonic charged.
Yeah.
The only other thing I have for this minute is we get like the very, very beginning, and I'll probably talk about it more next minute because it is more prominent next minute.
Yeah.
We get the very beginning of What's Up Danger by Blackway and Black Caviar. I believe are the names.
Isn't it Caviar?
Might be Caviar. It's the first song on, if you get the soundtrack, it's the first song on the soundtrack.
Yeah. It's also the one they used for like a lot of the promotional stuff.
And even though it is not my favorite song from the whole movie, it is probably my favorite song when put in context of the movie.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about that in the next coming up minutes because it is more prominent there. I just wanted to point out this is when we start hearing it. And it's such a seamless transition into it.
Yeah, it's the pump up montage music.
And I love how like it kind of begins with the Prowler theme.
Does it?
Yeah, it's like the... It's like a remix of the Prowler theme.
Oh, yeah.
Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same.
It uses the same sound as the Prowler sound.
Yeah.
The same quote-unquote instrument.
Yeah, it's it's very cool. I love, again, we'll talk about it more, but I just need to talk about it now. I love the way this song just mixes like all of the different motifs in a way. And it's like Miles' own superhero song.
Yeah.
Like it's his Spider-Man theme song.
Yeah, this is Miles' theme.
Yeah.
The one thing the last thing I wanted to bring up was Aunt May's just like sitting there with
casually sitting in the lab. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, with the rocking chair. Do you think she had to bring that rocking chair down, or do you think Peter put that rocking chair in for her? So while she's doing work on stuff, or he's working on stuff, she can come down and sit in a nice, comfy rocking chair and help.
I feel like he keeps a rocking chair down there so that when she can come down, she's like, Peter, you need to eat. I've also brought tea. Come on, we're having lunch together. He's like, okay, let me get your chair.
Lunchtime. Also, I need to make some more stuff.
It's like, I'm still working. Fine, I'll bring the food to you. Ugh. Okay, let me get your chair. They would just have little picnics in the lab.
Yeah, or she's waiting for something to finish up down there. She's like, okay, I'll just sit down in my rocking chair and have some tea.
I do think she had to drag it to the middle of the lab.
Oh yeah, definitely. I do like how it's kind of like a reverse villain reveal. Like, usually the villain's just sitting there in the middle of the big empty room, just waiting.
Nah, here you get Aunt May.
Yeah. Finally, you showed up. Long enough.
That's the next minute if she says that line, but yeah.
Yeah.
Such a great May moment.
Do you think she's just been sitting there for like a couple hours waiting for him to show up and she's just been drinking the tea this whole time? Or, again, was she working on other stuff and then heard the door unlock and like quickly scramble over, like, where's the tea, got
I think it's a mix up. I think she did some stuff, got some stuff ready, and she got done earlier than she expected, or right on time, and then just sat down with the tea to relax already, like, oh, now now we wait. Yeah. I think that's what it is.
That sounds like Aunt May. Like, that would be a good characterization of Aunt May to have her do that.
Right? Like, I don't think she's not a scrambler to me. She is I'm finished and now I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Well, that is all I have for this minute. Do you have anything else to add?
No, that was the last thing I wanted to bring up.
Well, thank you all for listening to Minute 83. We will catch you on Friday with Minute 84. Until next time, see you then.
Bye.